hands, who's played Minecraft? Lots of people? Yes! Lots of people. I like this group. Good. Sorry?
It's like Legos with computers.
Yes! Computer Legos. Okay. Alright, so I'm here to talk to you about Minecraft. Specifically, making some Bukkit plugins with Minecraft. If you've ever heard of Craftbukkit, it's basically a server API. I'll talk more about it here. So, when you click the multiplayer button on your Minecraft client, it opens up this whole new world of servers, right? Where you become a client and you can connect to other Minecraft servers. And then, when other people connect to that same server, the server can share the information between all of you, and you can all see each other online. You can do things together, you can build things, you can play games, play mini games if they're programmed. There's lots of crazy stuff you can do together, and Minecraft is largely, at least in multiplayer, about playing together to do things together and make it bigger and better, right? Okay, we all know that. I'm very sure most people here are CS-based majors. We all know how servers work. And I'm going to talk to you today more specifically about how a Bukkit server works. So this is the general Minecraft server, or really any server, especially game-based ones with a client server setup. Now we're going to introduce Bukkit, which is Java-based, just like all of Minecraft. And Bukkit is a special program that looks like a regular Minecraft server, almost. But it has a special thing built onto it. This is a metaphorical server computer, metaphorical. And here are Bukkit's metaphorical extra slots, you see, where you can insert plugins. You can make these plugins do a big variety of different things in-game. Now, when you connect to the Minecraft server, through that same scheme, with all the different Minecraft clients connecting and sending information back and forth, you can use these plugins, and not only will it do its normal thing, processing data through the server, sending it back out to the clients so that you get all the information for all the different people, it's also going to send the data through the plugins. So you can manipulate that data. You can do things like, for example, handle player movement events. They do a lot of things with events. So whenever a player moves, it's going to generate this player movement event. And you can get all sorts of information on where that player is moving to and from. If you want, you can stop them from moving. You can teleport them to other places. You can change their velocity to send them flying in the air or whatever you want to do. Lots of crazy stuff you can do with it. So more specifically, more in detail, what can you do with Bukkit? You can change the existing world of Minecraft through multiplayer with a Bukkit server for doing things like changing players' game modes. Creative mode versus survival. You can change people's game mode that way. Whenever it can be not just with commands, you can do it when they walk into a certain zone. They automatically change from survival to creative, that kind of thing. You can teleport players wherever you want. So there are warping plugins that I'll talk about later, where basically you can create warps that have a name and a location, among other properties. And then with the commands in Minecraft, you can later teleport back to that saved warp using his name at any time. That's really useful. You can send players messages, you can even color them, you can change them. I have an autocorrect system on my server because I'm a grammar Nazi. You can intercept chat messages and commands, you can change them, you can do various things to them. You can even do crazy things like, I have a plugin on my server that has a fake op command. You make it look like you op somebody when they're being a jerk on your server. The people who come on your server and say, oh yeah, I'm from Planet Minecraft and I'm here to review your server. I just need you to give me all the admin privileges so I can investigate fully and fly and, great.
Obvious scam.
Yes, obvious scam. Don't fall for those people. Okay, you can spawn and kill mobs. As anybody who's playing Minecraft know, there are monsters like skeletons and creepers and that kind of thing. You can spawn those in, you can delete those anytime you want. You can even change how they move and what they target. So this has been used for things like the Mob Arena plugin. You can set up an area designated as a mob arena, and then people can go in there with this plugin active, and it will spawn creatures around them that you try and fight as a game. And you can get, it'll score you can get special items. They even have bosses with crazy abilities, like one of them can group you in place and you can't move temporarily. Evil stuff. But that's a fun game. Lots of mini games like that. I'll be talking more about those later. You can change blocks. If any of you have ever heard of World Edit, World Edit uses Craftbukkit. If you ever seen World Edit on a server, it's going to be using Craftbukkit or possibly Spigot, which is just Craftbukkit for it. And you can, so with World Edit, you can do things like select an entire area, a whole big region on the map, and you can copy it and then paste it wherever you want. You can copy and paste huge structures and make a whole bunch of them. Really, really useful. The limit is that you can't create new blocks or entities, because Craftbukkit is special because it's server-side only, which is great because that means that people logging onto your server don't have to do anything to their clients. So if they're, new to computing or just really lazy, they don't want to install Forge or other client mods, they don't have to. It's okay. They can use pure vanilla Minecraft downloaded straight from the Minecraft website, log onto the server, everything works perfectly. It's great that way. But the disadvantage is, since it only, when it sends block data, it only sends a number, right? It just the value that represents what kind of block that is. See, because of that, you can't create new blocks or entities because you somehow have to figure out how to tell the client what they look like and what they do. It doesn't do that. The client is just pre-programmed with the block types. It just tells it what's where.
There are client-side mod-pack launchers that we can find as well.
Yes, Forge being the most popular one. That's both server-side and client-side, and that can make new blocks and entities and that kind of thing. But in my experience, far more complicated. API is not nearly as nice. Plus, the clients have to install Forge. A lot of people don't want to go through all that, especially if they're the kind of people who just casually play Minecraft. They go there to talk with people, maybe build a tiny little wooden house, something like that. Yeah. So, in combination, alone, these are little things, right? Changing game modes and telling where a player is. These are all tiny little tools. But in combination, you can use them together in very clever ways that us programmers know how to do. And we can do things like make warping systems. That's what I was talking about earlier. You can create a warp and then go run over there, and then with a simple command you teleport back here again. And you can even let other people use the same warps. You can, people can make their own warps. You can do things like make them restricted so that only you or a subset of people that you designate can use them. People have even used that so that you have to pay them a certain amount of money in the server, and then they'll give you access to that warp so that you can teleport there and use whatever's there, maybe a store of some kind. You can create large-scale world-modifying tools, like I mentioned earlier, World Edit, or some people prefer Voxel Sniper. They do basically the same things. You can copy large areas, paste them elsewhere. You can tell it to replace all the grass with dirt. Do all sorts of crazy things. You can create permission systems, so group people into different groups on your server based on username or when they logged in, all sorts of things like that. And you can tell the server what kind of commands they're allowed to use, what things they're not allowed to do, where they're allowed to go, all that fun stuff. You can even do more advanced things, like changing the way enchantments work. I have a little plugin I'm working on right now called My Better Enchants that is supposed to do various little things to make enchantments better. For example, there's one that you can get on armor to make it better called Thorns, and it makes it so that whenever an enemy hits you, they take damage, which is cool. But the unfortunate part, and really kind of stupid part, is that it damages the armor heavily when that happens. So I've made it so that the armor doesn't take any extra damage anymore. So the thorns is purely a good thing. You can make minigame arenas, like I was saying, Mob Arena, and there are minigame servers that I'll talk about later that have tons of minigames. Those are the biggest Minecraft servers around. You can make unique magical items. I have a plugin called My Christmas Cheer, which I made, yes, for Christmas, for the people on my server, because it's fun. We gave them special items, like for example a feather. When you right click with it, it'll send you flying in the direction you want to go, and of course you don't take damage when you land. Just fun things like that. Another one of my moderators had an idea for a stick that you can point and right click, and if you have gunpowder on you, it'll use it as ammo, make an explosion. Because it's fun. And then there's things like Mineplex. Mineplex is a big purveyor of these minigame arena plugins. They make their own. And Mineplex is the biggest Minecraft server in the world. They got a recent upgrade again. They now have 42,000 slots, which means they can, in theory, hold 42,000 players on their server playing at the same time. Of course, they have different arenas and stuff, so you don't see them all at once, thankfully, but that is a lot of people to be serving at any given time. And you can check it, just about middle of the day, they'll have 20 to 30,000 people. Huge servers, that kind of stuff. And time for demo. I'm going to show you a couple of things that I and other people have done with Bukkit and Minecraft. Bukkit API is pretty simple too. Again, it's all Java based. So if you want to, if you're just pretty new to coding, Java is useful to know, and this would be a good project to start on for beginners. We'd help you out with the basics, and there's not too much advanced stuff. You won't have to be working with binary trees and RSS feeds or anything super crazy like that. Just basic Java, and their API is pretty nice, even though it does make me mad sometimes. I apologize, it's not letting me move this window. 1 second. Nah, it's just mirroring displays. Give it a second. There we go. It's not ruined forever, goodness. Such a pessimist. Alright, here we go. We have Minecraft. So I'm just going to run a test server here, and a little shortcut key for it. This is running Bukkit right now with just a couple of plugins that I've made on it to show you kind of what it's like. We're also the big project lately has been an API to go on top of Craftbukkit called Micro Library. It has automatic file loading and saving for data and for configurations. It's got lots of amazing tools. I hope to get that done soon. It's still a work in progress. And ASU Wi-Fi is not liking me, so it's not going to let me connect right now. Okay. I'll get it up in just a second. Yes, there we go. Okay, here's an example of one of the plugins we have. This one that says you haven't accepted the rules. It makes it so that every time a player comes on, it'll ask them to accept the rules with /rules and then accept them with a command called /accept. In Minecraft, you put the slash to indicate that it's a command rather than a chat message. And that's very important for server admins because the truth is nobody ever reads the rules. And even if there's only like 10 of them in the one sentence, nobody ever reads them. It's maddening. Alright, I have here a world edit wand with wooden axe. So I'm going to show you what you can do with world edit. I'm going to take this hill here. You have to designate both corners of the zone you want to grab. And then I can use a command to make it go higher. So now it should be from those points I designated all the way up to the sky.
Takes a moment to render.
Yeah, but it's all local, so So I've copied that whole hill, and now I can go over here, or wherever I want, do / paste, and boom, there's the same hill. Again. And it's not very useful with hills generally, but with structures, very important. Somebody's cocoa bean farm is over there. It's one thing you can do. My UltraWorks is another example. You can do create, and let's just call it test. There's a work called test, and I'm going to fly around somewhere else, go look at something. Oh, look, this is a nice house over here. And I forgot where that was. Okay, work test, and I'm right back where I was. And that has a lot of other features. You can set what message appears when people warp to it, or even what message appears when they try and warp to it and don't go out. Alright. That's just a quick demo. So, anybody have any questions? Yes?
Are you planning on launching a server?
Yes, I already have a server up. I've had it up for a few years, and I've put some of those plugins on it, and plan on doing more of that. Yeah.
And I want to comment, if, no, right now we have our own private Minecraft server on Office currently, but
Yeah, we might open that up. We have a private one. We've been building world in like a LAN that we've been hosting in my place for the past 3 months.
over the summer.
Over the summer. It's getting pretty crazy, but it's getting really crazy. There's like pork villages everywhere that work. Because we're programmers, right? Yeah. That's kind of cool. And then the Nether, oh my god. Just, you know what? We might open that up. We should open that up. Do you guys like Minecraft? Cool.
Alright, any other questions?
Yeah.
Real quick?
This is our,
Yes.
this is the Minecraft server we were talking about.
Personal question on why you double major with microbiology.
I was actually originally a microbiology major, and I added CSE later. I'm just so interested in both of them, I couldn't decide which one, and I thought it would be great to have both. Not to mention, I've talked to a couple people when we were visiting ASU, found somebody who was actually specialized in writing computer programs that are used in labs. And I see a lot of use for that, and from what I'm told, it's very lucrative too. So, looking into that. Any other questions?
What
Yes.
distro do you use?
Of Linux?
Yes.
Linux Mint 17 Beyond.
So do you use, what desktop environment is that? Because that's not Cinnamon.
Yeah, it is Cinnamon.
It is Cinnamon?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Linux for the win. Any other questions?